Ark, is a tabletop RPG made by Momatoes about fighting against the doom, the apocalypse, the inevitable, and win. Also, just to make it clear, the TTRPG is just called Ark, not Ark Doom as I originally misled from this description. I was about to make a off-tangent joke on fighting against the Doom guy or whatever, but that kinda doesn't work right now. But, the game is indeed about you, defeating the Doom. In fact, the game is built around it, around a doomsday clock. For every Doom, comes 3 omens that herald its arrival, omens that you have to resolve just to slow down the apocalypse, which is tied into the doomsday clock mechanic. As you have a limited number of moments to spend for a given campaign, the game is designed for 1 to 3 sessions long campaign, but you can make it longer if you want to. Each time the clock ticks, you lose 1 moment, and for every omen you didn't resolve in time, more moment could potentially be lost, and when it reached 0, the end begins. But, the story might not end there. If the heroes do fail, you can start another campaign in the ruins of the aftermath, or you can rebel against destiny for a second chance, rewinding time itself, but, something important will be missing, or something just changed entirely. So anyway, let's talk about how you can start fixing this shit. First, you need to understand the mechanic. For just about any roll to succeed in an action, you must roll a d6 below a target number, or TN. The higher the number is, the easier it is. If your roll tie with the target number, or equal basically, you can choose either success with consequence, which further complicates your situations, or you can fail with opportunity, which can improve the situations you find yourself in, and if you roll a 1 with a skill you are somewhat good at, roll another 1 to get a success with opportunity, which is very, very good. Basically, the roll is not 100% just pass or fail. There's a lot of ways you can tweak the stories a little bit with a tie. Now, let's actually make a hero. First, pick your approach score and skill. Approach score is basically how your hero approaches problems. Do they figure out something creative, do it carefully, or just bash it in the head? Skill is, well, skill, I don't think I need to explain this one. When you perform an action, pick your approach and skill if available, add them together, and that's your target number. If you don't have the skill, don't worry, just using your approach alone is fine, unless you have 0 in it too, then good fucking luck. Of course, the GM, or guide, can make a task easier, difficult, and extremely challenging, depending on the situation, but, you can also sacrifice 3 blood or guts to upgrade your skill check, from unsuccessful to tie, and from tie to full success. But, what is blood and guts? Well, these are your health essentially. You lose blood when you take physical harm, and you lose guts when you take mental or social harm. Okay, I need to talk about this. TTRPG creators, you guys need to stop making games that let the player characters be able to take mental damage. I play TTRPG so I can be someone I'm not, specifically, someone without social anxiety. But anyway, don't lose your guts. Also, if either your blood or guts drop to 0, you start losing your approach score, and if that all reaches 0, start making a new character. However, you can actually choose to live, letting your hero revive themselves in time with your approach scores restored, but anyone could see that you are merely on borrowed time. And, just to let you know, if your blood and guts start to get real low, you can take a nap to bring them back up, but you might not have the time to spend. Next, inventory. You have your damage and defense items to do damage and protect you, supplies and sundries to help you last longer in your adventure, oddities and valuables like a pouch of human tea that might be valuable and magical, I guess. Lastly, there's spells and techniques, which are rare and priceless special powers for your hero. Spells are basically just magic, and linked to arcana skill. Technique is like super martial art, probably, and linked to focus skill, and both of them can be very powerful. Like for example, make an indestructible magic weapon, make someone have a burning desire to eat dirt, open a door to somewhere, just teleport, rewind time, stop the doom, insert false memory to someone, see the future where you fail, and literally just make a world-bending wish. That's not all spells and techniques have an enhanced version, where you have to spend some guts and perform a skill check with relevant skill to actually make it succeed, and some spells and techniques are so powerful, they only have enhanced version. Don't fail those roll, or you will just waste it, because you have limited number of instances of it. Looking back at the inventory section, when you pick a spell or technique, you get an instance of it. You can pick multiple of the same thing for multiple instance of it, allowing you to use it multiple times, to replenish your instances of the spell, you have to perform a ritual and go to sleep. Rituals can be things like, sleep for an entire day, coat your body with the ashes of someone you love, consume humanoid flesh, consume a door, lose your friend, dance with a corpse, give an uplifting message to someone, punch someone, chop off every limb off someone, and talk to 10 strangers. Do a ritual relevant to a spell or technique, go to sleep, you get every instance of said spell or technique back. The problem is, of course, can you afford the time to do so? You can also learn more spell and technique as the story goes on every 15 real-time minutes, whether it's adding more instances of stuff you already know, or learning something new entirely, but the more complex a spell or technique is, the harder it is to learn. Lastly, there's bonds. Bonds are relationship your hero has with another hero, and it comes in 2 levels, minor level and major level. You get some minor level with a hero or 2 at the start, but you can only get more by doing things for them, like something mildly inconvenience, something really risky, or something that has permanent impact on you. Doing this fill up minor levels of a specific box, but you might also ask, why would you want to do this? Easy, to assist other players in rolling, you can add a number equal to the major level of your bond with them to the TN, making it easier to pass, or you can spend 1 or more minor levels to re-roll the check. Essentially, you could literally succeed in your quest to defeat the Doom with the power of friendship. However, this bond level is asymmetric, so while you might be willing to risk your life for someone, that doesn't mean they give a shit about you. There's also another thing with bond: when you die, and choose to die, heroes that have bond levels with you gains quite a large amount of experience. That might sounds good, but your friend will need those experience fast because a moment is lost upon your permanent death, and every moment counts. Also, you have to flesh out your hero's personality and backstory with some questions, but that's for you to figure it out. Basically, with all the systems combined together, ARC really want the players to manage their time and resource. They can choose to fight in combat, but they might need to rest to replenish their blood and guts. They can use spells and techniques to make things easier for the moment, but is it worth it when they have to perform a ritual and rest to gain them back later? Use your wit, use your fists, use your spells, use your bonds, use your bag of human tea. Whatever you have, use everything you got in the face of apocalypse, and while you might not win, each step you take towards it will bring you closer to victory. And that's all on ARC, a Doom tabletop RPG where you defeat the apocalypse before it destroys the world. You might not succeed in it, but the journey to reach it still matters. The main reason why I decided to talk about ARC, besides the fact that it looks incredibly fucking pretty, it's absolutely worth it just for the art, is that it's actually another indie TTRPG by someone from Southeast Asia. I already talked about Gubat Banwa, I already talked about Maharlika, so I figured, I might as well talk about this pretty and wonderful RPG too. If you don't know how to play the game, there's an example play sections close to the end of the book. There's also a free adventure supplement called The Summer Blooms, so if you are not sure how to start your campaign, this might be helpful. Whatever kind of magical or horror setting you want, you can just run ARC in it, make up your own theme and have fun with it. You can get it now on itch.io, there's also hard copy on Eternal Funeral, and there's also like, a rather large number of free community copies thanks to the Kickstarter, but if you are watching this video a few weeks or months past the published date, this number might be a lot smaller now. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.